Hello students. Today's class I would like to discuss about time value of money. It has been pointed out that the finance manager is required to take financial decisions on investment, financing and dividend, keeping in view the objectives of the company. The investment or financing decisions such as purchase of assets or procurement of funds affect the cash flows in different time period. For example, if a fixed asset is purchased, it will require cash outflow immediately and cash inflow will generate over a period of time. Similarly, in the case of borrowing from bank, cash is received immediately and it is required to be repaid over a period of time. These cash inflows and cash outflows at different point of time are not comparable because a rupee received today is not comparable with a rupee received in future. However, they can be comparable by introducing the interface. Now we shall discuss in detail what do you mean by time value of money. In financial management, there are certain concepts which should be kept in mind while making an financial analysis regarding financial decision. Like a rupee today is worth more than a rupee tomorrow. Whatever money you are having today will have more value than what the money you will receive in future. And it is explained with the help of time value of money and interest. So this time value of money means what? Whatever money you have today, it's more worthy than what the money you will receive in future. A safe rupee is more worthy than a risky rupee. Means if you keep investment in debentures, public deposits or bank, you will be receiving interest. And also principal, whatever be the position of the company, either profitable or non-profitable, and that is a safe rupee. What is a risky rupee? Keeping investment in shares. If the company exists, they will repay. Otherwise, the company is not responsible for a single pie to repay. That is what we explain about risky rupee. Risk and return. We already understood what do you mean by risk and return. Higher the risk, higher the return. Lower the risk, lower the return. Equity shares holds higher risk. Therefore, shareholders will earn higher return. You should not compare in that way. You should not compare apples to orange. Means you should not compare here equity shares to debentures. Both are different types of investment avenues. According to the risk appetite or risk capacity of an investor, they may prefer to go for equity shares or debentures or preference shares. And this can be identified with the help of discounting technique and net present value technique. And it is explained with the point, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Means if you keep all your eggs in one basket, there is a possibility of breakage. In order to overcome that, if you keep each egg in one basket individually, there is no way of carrying any risk. Means the risk can be reduced, and this diversification and such a thing what you are doing is called as risk diversification. Get insurance, you will break some eggs. So if you go for nowadays, if a home loan is raised, immediately you need to pay insurance for the home loan raised. Means you are getting insured for the home loan also. Say for example, if you buy a mobile also, there is an option called insurance. They are asking us to pay insurance for the mobile phone, even for glasses. You are paying insurance. If you buy Tata Eye glasses, specs, you have to pay insurance. In case if any damage happens, they'll repay. They will cover the damage with the insurance money. You need not repay again. That is what we call getting insurance. Hedging and risk management. Reduction of the risk means reducing the risk is also an important point. Coming to the important the topic what we would like to discuss is time value of money. The first concept, time value of money, says that a rupee in your hand today is worth more than the rupee that you are going to get tomorrow or the day after. This is because if you have a rupee in hand, you can put into bank. Means that is what investing, and later you can earn interest, and that is what return. So if you keep the money in your books or in your pocket, you will not receive any benefit, interest, return, and therefore it is suggested you or an investor to keep a single pie also, if it is not required, in form of cash, to keep or to preserve it or to invest it in a bank. Therefore you can add, your money will be multiplied, and tomorrow you are going to have more than 1 rupee, which is of course more desirable than having just 1 rupee. Means whatever, say for example, if you keep 10 rupees, later you will be receiving 10 plus. If you keep 1 rupee, you will be receiving 1 plus. In case if you keep in your pocket, there is no scope of any advantage, financial advantage. In that way, in what are the different ways to add up your add value to your money is explained with the concept of time value of money, and this is explained in terms of risk. Time value of money is purely based on risk and return relationship. Investors want to earn maximum return on their investment. Exactly. If you keep 10 rupees, yeah, I want to have maximum return. No one will keep in a risky investment where you will not receive a single pice, or your investment is no more. If a company declares I will not return you back single pie, you will not step in to invest in such companies. In the same way, however, the risk is a constraint to this objective. Investors dislike risk bearing unless they are adequately compensated for that. Now that risk and return concept states that a safe rupee in your hand is better than a risky rupee which is not in your hand. So if you are a risk appetite investor, definitely you will keep in risky avenues. If you are a risk averse investor, you will always prefer to keep your rupee in safe hands. This may imply that the investor would be willing to bear risk if they are offered more than a rupee. Certain premium for risk premium means if you keep 10 rupees, if you are going to receive 12 rupees or 13 rupees, you will come forward to take the risk. That is what here explained. However, in the absence of additional compensation, a safe rupee is better than a risky rupee. The details about the risk and return would be discussed later. Discounting and net present value method. The third concept is discounting and net present value method. This is a fundamental mathematical concept, and students, here you need to practice it to perfection. Whether discounting for an asset or a company, we have to see what cash flow would it generate during its future value. Then we bring back to those cash flows to the present. That is what we mean discount the future flows to obtain their present value. This exercise is done to make comparisons of cash flows occurring in different time periods. That is comparing apples to apples rather than to orange. Means comparing equity shares of Reliance to comparing equity shares of Tata Communications or Tata Consultancies. Reliance Industries to Tata Industries. Like this, comparing apples to apples means shares to shares, debentures to debentures. This concept is used throughout the course in comparing different investment options in different time periods. Now we shall discuss how to calculate the future value. The question here is, A makes a deposit 5,000 rupees in a bank which pays 10% interest compounded for 6 years. You are required to find out the money to be received after 5 years. So what is here? You want to know your money. A means imagine yourself. You want to know what is the value of your 5,000 rupees, what you have invested in a bank in form of fixed deposit, and where there is an agreement between you and bank that the bank is willing to pay 10% interest which is compounded annually for a period of, and the lock-in period is for 6 years. So students, you need to write what is given in the question. Three numerical information is given. One is your money face value, means your present value of your money, 5,000 rupees. What is the interest rate? 10%. And how many years? 6 years. So that is what is the formula to be, means you are going to find what you are going to receive in future. Therefore, FV means future value is equal to, it's purely dependent on present value, brackets open, 1 plus R. R is your interest, rate of return, interest, required rate of return, discount rate, whatever it is, whole to the power of n. Now we'll substitute present value 5,000, R 10%, n in the formula, and therefore the value is the answer after substitution. You will get an answer about 38,580. Means the money what you have 5,000 today, you are going to receive after 6 years at an annuity of, if you apply annuity concept, you are going to receive 38,580. It's more better, fine. If you keep that 5,000 rupees in a bank or in your at home, that 5,000 rupees after 5 years also it will be the same. In case if you prefer this investment revenue option, this 5,000 rupees can be raised to 38,580 rupees. In this way, we can calculate the present value. Now, we shall discuss how to find the present value. Earlier we have discussed future value. Now we are going to receive the present value. What do you mean by present value? Now, if you read the question, you can understand. Now, earlier in previous sum we said that I have 5,000 today. After 6 years, what is the value of my money? That is what future value. Here, present value means find, from the question I will explain you clearly what do you mean by present value. Find out the present value of 2,000 rupees received after in 10 years. Hence, if the discount rate is 8%, present value of an amount is equal to future value into 1 by 1 plus R to the power of n. Just cross multiplication of the previous formula. Now, where in the question it is given R is equal to 8%, n is equal to 10 years, present value is equal to, if you substitute the value of 2,000 rupees here, 2,000 into 1 by 1 plus 8% to the power of, what is the interest rate, how many years? 10. So, to the power of 10. So, 2000 into, if you divide and if you find this value, it becomes to 0.643. So, finally, how much money you are investing today is 926 rupees. So, what is the value of money you are going to receive after 10 years? I am going to receive 2,000 rupees. What is the value of that 2,000 rupees today? If you want to find, you have to apply this formula. So, you know what you will receive in future, but you don't know what is the value of that money today. In case if you want to know what is the money of today's worth, you have to apply this formula. That is what we call it as present value. So, present value is equal to, present value if you want to find, you can apply the present value concept when you are aware of your money what you will receive in future. Here you know you are going to receive 2,000 rupees after 10 years, and what is the rate of risk is 8%. If you substitute all those information in the formula, you will be knowing what is the value of that 2,000 rupees today. That is the concept of present value method. Hope you understood the concept. Thank you.